Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Russia-related podcast, Russlandsvarerne. Today's theme is the Nenets Okrug in northern Russia. With me to talk about this theme is Andrey Vokuev. Andrey works at as a director of the office of the Norwegian Barets Secretariat in the capital of the Okrug, Naryan-Mar. Hello, Andrey. How are you doing?
Hello, Jens. Nice to see you and participate in your podcast and your program. And hello from Naryan-Mar, capital of Nenets Okrug.
Yeah. And for those who doesn't know much about this Okrug or Naryan-Mar for that matter, tell us a little about those places.
Frankly, we are not far from Moscow, maybe, because we are situated in the European part of Russia. It's high north of Russia, but at the same time, it's a European part of Russia. If you know where is the Ural Mountains, we have border with Ural Mountains on the east side of Nenets Okrug. So we are in 1,500 kilometers from from Moscow, and the direct flight is from Moscow to Naryan-Mar is only 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but it's more. But other than flights, it's very difficult to get there, like by train or by boat or by bus. How's the situation on that front?
Yeah, you're absolutely true. When you live in Nenets Okrug, you feel yourself a little bit as it's like you're living on an island, because we don't have all-year connection with the rest of Russia. For example, now we have a winter road. We call it Zimnik. Usually, they open Zimnik, this winter road, in the end of December, beginning of January, and the winter road will be closed in the end of March. So around 3 months it works. It's connection between Naryan-Mar and the rest of Russia. And the rest of time we have regular flights, all-day flights to Moscow or in Arkhangelsk, and connection by river. It's possible to travel, to load, for example, your car on special boat and have a trip by boat to Komi Republic, and then use road system of Russia to reach what you want.
Yeah. But it's easier in the summer than in the winter, I presume. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and but I'm curious, why exactly is there an office of the Barents Secretariat exactly in Naryan-Mar?
Maybe as I know, you had interview with our leader, Lars Georg Fordal, head of Barents Secretariat. And Barents Secretariat has 3 Russian offices in Arkhangelsk, in Murmansk, and in Naryan-Mar. So our office was established in 1999. So we are working here more than 20 years already. A long story. And Nenets Okrug is a part of the Barents region. And Nenets Okrug became a member of the Barents Cooperation in 1996. And it was decision to create office to promote bilateral Norwegian-Russian cooperation. So we are working as a Barents Information Office to promote Barents cooperation between Northern Norway and our region, and we try to facilitate contacts to help people obtain partners and provide different consulting assistance to different organizations, private persons from Norway, from Northern Norway, and from here.
Yeah, that's. Can you tell us a little about what kind of events or things that you have organized to now? What kind of events, for instance, have you been able, or corporations you have been able? Tell us some example of that.
So, as you know, indigenous people, Nenets people living here. There are 3 indigenous minority indigenous people in the Barents region: Webs, Sami, and the Nenets people. And a lot of projects related with indigenous people cooperation. And most part of project related with culture for indigenous people. For example, our groups, collective, for example, Theatre, had contacts with indigenous partner in Northern Norway and Finland, Sweden. So our representative working in a Barents working group of indigenous people, and there are many contacts since 1999 in indigenous sphere, cooperation between reindeer herders, cooperation between cultural groups. For example, our theatre, we have amateur theatre, Nenets amateur theatre Ilibs, participated in joint project with Vardu Biega group from Nordland. So we had joint theatre performance. They created it and had a travel performance, travel trip with performances. Also, our group participated in different events, like different festivals. For example, Ridu Festival, well known. Also, our group Nenets group Hayar was a part of big UKM festival a few years ago, not far from Tromsø. There is exchange between paintists, artists, because a lot of similarities in our cultures as indigenous people, indigenous culture.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little about the Nenets themselves? Who are they?
They are minority indigenous group according to Russian legislation. So all population of them less than 50,000 in all Russia, because Nenets people living not only in our region, also Yamala Nenets Okrug, small group of Nenets people living in Komi, Arkhangelsk Oblast, and even in Murmansk Oblast. But of course, main part of Nenets living in 2 okrugs: in Nenets Okrug, Nenetsky Автономный Okrug, and Ямало-Nenetsky Автономный Okrug. So there are about 7,000 Nenets people who live in Nenets Okrug, according to last census. The traditional way of life related with reindeer husbandry. Nenets people, they are very smart in husbandry, and part of Nenets people still run nomadic way of life. They follow the reindeers in the tundra. So we have quite many reindeer herding farms here. Families, communities, and farms who continue to work with reindeers and who are living in the tundra, have a nomadic way of life. So the Nenets has own language, own alphabet, ABC. Nenets language is a Finno-Ugric, related with Finno-Ugric language group.
Yeah, and Yes, so they're basically related to Sami.
Sami people and Finnish people and Hungarian people. It's one Finno-Ugric group. So there are, as I know, there are a lot of similar roles with Sami people. For example, roles related with nomadic way of life, with reindeer, tundra, nature, and so on.
Yeah. So, but do you feel like nothing's being done to save the culture and save the language, preserve the culture and the language of the Nenets?
Yeah, I think we have call it like a problem or process. Then Nenets language is in danger, because from Soviet time it was a process of kolkhoz, creating collective farms. Then Soviet authority decided to create a system of collective farms on the territory of Sovietsky Soyuz, United States, US. Oh, sorry, yes, United Soviet States. And also this system realized on the territory of Nenets Okrug, and they decided then children and wives had to live in a settlement, and only men working in a tundra, but it destroyed family system, because before that whole family lived together in a tundra. They could speak in family on native language, and it was difficult process. From one side, Nenets people they get access to health system, to education, better education service, health service, and so on. But at the same time, it had not so good influence on protection of language use. Also, creation of boarding school creates some to protect language.
Yeah.
At the same time, part of Nenets people still speaking Nenets language, but I think a lot of task what we have to do to protect it.
That is some of the work that is being done at the Secretariat, is to preserve some of that culture and the language as well.
Yes, it's one of tasks, because indigenous cooperation is one of important direction of Barents cooperation.
Yeah, that's very interesting. But tell us a little about yourself. Like, how did you end up being a director of in Naryan-Mar? Like, but first of all, where are you from? Where in Russia are you from?
I am from Naryan-Mar. I am native citizen of Naryan-Mar. Also, my parents were born here in Naryan-Mar, but my grandparents from different corners of Russian North, from Karelian Republic, from Komi Republic, from Arkhangelsk Oblast. In Soviet time it was a system. Then young specialist. It was a special plan, special system to send young specialists to different areas to develop territory and so on. So my grandparents came here from other corners of Russia.
Yeah, were they Karelians or?
My grandmother from my mother, she was Karelian. And she speak very well Finnish.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I have relatives in Petrozavodsk and in Karelian Republic.
Yeah, that's cool. And But how did you end up as a director for the Barets Secretariat in Naryan-Mar? Like, how did you get that opportunity?
Yes, I finished Pomor State University. Now it's NARFU, Northern Arctic Federal University. But 20 years ago, it was Pomor State University, and I spent 5 years in university in Arkhangelsk, and I was very interested in international cooperation. So after university, I decided to return to Naryan-Mar, and after 2 years of work in administration of Nenets Okrug, it was proposal to change working place, and was vacancy in the Barents information office, and I made decision to change work and start to work in the Barents Secretariat, because for me it's very interesting job. It give me possibility to work with different interesting project, to meet different interesting people here, and very important to travel to Norway because for Naryan-Mar is quite isolated place, and very important to have possibility to from time to time to to travel somewhere.
Mm. Yeah, that's very interesting. But you have you visit Norway frequently, or as I've understood it, you have learned a little Norwegian as well.
Yeah, we have a Norwegian club here, so we have a teacher, but now she's living in Severodvinsk. But we try to have a meeting a week. We have lessons of Norwegian language. So there are around 4 persons altogether. So we are Nenets Norwegian club here.
Oh, are there some actual Norwegian living in Naryan-Mar also, or?
No, I don't think so. But we have Norwegian citizens here, but in 90s it was quite not many, but maybe 5 or 6 people from.
Who learn Norwegian, but are not Norwegian themselves?
No, I didn't have communication with them, but when I started to work with Norwegians, so we had, and we have quite many Norwegian guests here. From time to time. It depends on the year. For example, one year we had scout camp, because we have very good cooperation between Nenets scouts and scout group from Brønnøy, from Brønnøysund, from Brønnøy region. It's a Northern county, and we had very big scout camp in 2015. There, when 50 Norwegian scouts came here, it was the biggest Norwegian group here. Yeah.
That sounds really good, and and it seems like there's a lot of Norwegians coming from time to time. So,
maybe 5 years ago, we had a joint company between Lukoil and Konoka. It was Naryan-Mar Neftegas, and as I know, they had some Norwegian workers here.
But the last the last question: how do you see the future of the Nenets Okrug?
It's good questions because our okrug has it's a very specific area. We have quite big territory, 176,000 square kilometers. From other side, it's one of the smallest region in Russia. If we are talking about population, it's a density 0.25 person per square kilometers. So only 44,000 people living here. And now most part of economy related with oil production. We have a lot of oil deposits on territory of Okrug, because we are part of a huge Timan-Pechora oil area. And 98% of income in our budget of our region came from oil industry. At the same time, we have traditional areas of economy like reindeer husbandry. But if you're looking in income, it's not so profitable sphere. It's a big task what we will have after then the oil will when we will not have oil. Maybe big issue. One of direction is to develop touristic sphere, and I hope we will have a road connection with the rest of Russian regions, and also I hope the development of Northern Maritime corridor will give possibility for development of our area and new infrastructural projects. At the same time, we have very unique environment here, a lot of interesting place and very unique nature, like tundra, forest tundra. So it can attract a lot of people here in the future.
Yeah, that sounds really nice, and we hope for the best and hope that if some people are listening here that they might take a trip to Naryan-Mar after this. So it was a pleasure having you on the show, Andrey.
Thank you, Jens.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
See you.